Hello there, you are listening to the Photography Made Simple podcast with me, your host, Audrey-Ann from Live Snap Love, where I aim to help you capture the beauty of your days through photography. Now, summer is nearly upon us. In fact, the official date for the start of summer this year, 2024, is the 20th of June. So Thursday, the 20th of June is the official date for the start of summer. So I thought this would be an excellent time to give you some ideas of photography projects that you can do specifically for summer. Now, I have tried to give different ideas here. So whether you are photographing your young family or you are retired and capturing your travels or whatever genre of photography you do, there should be something in here for you. I'm going to give you 4 different ideas. So one of them is bound to resonate with you. So let's get started right now by diving into the first photography project for summer that I have for you. And this is one that many people do, called the 100 Days of Summer project. And this is such a simple one to do because all you need to do is take a photo a day for every day of summer, which works out as around 100 days. Hence the term 100 Days of Summer project. So essentially you will start on the first day of summer, which as I've just said is Thursday the 20th of June. And then you will take a photo a day every single day for the rest of summer until it ends, which I forgot to check. I think it's around the 14th of September. Could be wrong. You might need to go and Google that. But you take a photo a day for the entire length of summer. Now, there's no rules about what you have to take. There's no list for you to work to. You simply take a photo every single day. Now, obviously, if you are already doing a Project 365, this isn't the one for you because you are already taking a photo a day. But if you didn't start a Project 365 this year, or you did, and you've already fallen off the wagon in March, don't worry, it happens to absolutely all of us, then this is a great way to get you kick-started again by taking a photo a day again, or just dipping your toe into the water of taking a photo a day. So literally start on Thursday, the 20th of June, take a photo every single day for the entire duration of summer. Now, I do think this one is particularly good if you have young children. So I used to do this when my child was younger, and I would literally start on the day that he ended school, broke for the summer holidays, and I would take a photo every single day of all the activities we did over summer for the duration, and he went back to school after the summer break. And I would come up with a bucket list of ideas for us to do that would both be things that he would like to enjoy, but also that I would like to photograph. And we would do this together, often come up with this list of ideas at the start of summer, and then we would just cross these ideas off our bucket list. Now, obviously, he had a fantastic time because he got to do all these really great activities that he had a hand in picking. I had a great time, firstly, obviously, because I'm enjoying time with my son, but also because I was able to take all these photos during summer and we had such a great time. Now, one of the things that I heard early on with my child was that you only get 18 summers with your children. So if you have young kids, I'm going to let that sink in for a moment. You have 18 summers with your children. And actually, I would argue you have less than that, because as a mother to a teenager, I can tell you that once they get a bit older, they are less keen on spending time with you as they once were. They want to go out with their friends more than they want to go out with you. So you have less opportunities than you think. So this 100 Days of Summer project is a fantastic way of documenting your summers together with your child or children. Obviously, if you have more than one children, lucky you, you can get to do this for longer. But essentially, it's a wonderful way to document your days with your child. And this also makes a fantastic photo book. If you don't already do a yearly photo book, you maybe find the idea of that a little bit daunting, then 100 Days of Summer Project is a fantastic one to turn into a photo book. So as I say, it's particularly great if you have kids, but if you don't, you can still absolutely do this 100 Days of Summer project. Just document the 100 days of your summer. So it doesn't really matter, but it is a particularly good one if you have children. Now, the next idea I have for you is the summer skies or summer flowers or even summer colors project. Now, I'll start off, that's 3 ideas in one. I mean, really, you're getting a bargain here. But that's 3 different ideas, but I've kind of put them all together into one because it really depends on what you're into photographing. So summer skies, I think, is a particularly great one because we all know that the skies can change dramatically throughout summer. You can have days where you have that beautiful blue skies with the white clouds. You can have blameless blue skies where there's not a cloud in sight. You can have summer storms. You can have lightning. You can have rainbows. You can just have dull, overcast days, which is currently what I'm looking out onto at the moment. So your skies change throughout summer. So it is a great way just to get out there and just watch what the sky is doing and then photograph not just the sky necessarily on its own, everything that you're doing when that sky is kind of happening. So that's one. Another one, as I said, if you prefer and you're into photographing flowers, then that's another great idea, is to photograph all the different types of summer flowers. Now, I photograph a flower now and again. I don't know terribly much about flowers and which is summer flowers and which is not. But if you are into flowers, then that is another great project that you can do. The other one that I actually just came up with as I was jotting down notes for this podcast was summer colors. And the reason I thought of this, I thought, there's so many colors that I think of for summer. So for example, I think the color combinations of that cyan and red together make me think of summer. I don't know why. I'm thinking like blue cars and red flowers tumbling down. Really blue skies and bright yellow is another thing that I think of for summer. The color red for strawberries, things like that. Again, green, lots of greenery, all makes me think of summer. And I thought as I was coming up with ideas for this podcast, I'm thinking that would make such a fantastic collage for the wall as well. Can you imagine taking all these different colors for summer and then just having this collage with all those photos? I think it would look amazing. So it's actually one that it popped into my head as I was recording this podcast, and I think that might be one that I do this summer. So I've never done that one before, but that would be another idea for you as well. So as I said, that's 3 sort of ideas in one. I did summer skies, summer flowers, and summer colors. But just remember that you can totally sort of mix this up and try different things. Try, for example, if you're doing summer skies, try long exposure where you get that intentional motion blur of the clouds moving across the sky. You could go and do night photography, for example. And if you're doing summer flowers, you can try and capture them in different ways from afar. You could do macro shots of it. And summer colors, again, you can do this with or without people in all different types of subjects, and you can try lots of different things there as well. So have a think of each one and then try and think of different ways that you can do capture each of the summer skies or the flowers in different ways. Okay, so we had the 100 Days of Summer project, summer skies, summer flowers, summer colors. And the next one I have for you is Faces of Summer. And this is a portrait, or not necessarily traditional portrait, but people. This is a people photography project. So again, if you have children, this could be their faces throughout summer. It could be them eating an ice cream or a popsicle. It could be them sleeping at night. It could be reading a book after tired at being at the beach all day. It could be wearing goggles or funny sunglasses or sun hats. So you've got all these options for taking photos of your children for that Faces of Summer project. But if you don't have children, then you can absolutely still do this project. If you do street photography, for example, go around the streets looking at the faces that are doing something summery. So people who are eating ice creams. Or you can maybe go to a summer festival and capture the people there, get down to the beach and see what's going on there. So you can absolutely do this for street photography as well, having a look at the faces around you for summer. If you don't have children, I'm sure you've got family members and friends. Again, photograph their faces of summer as you go about and carry out your days of summer and whatever you happen to be doing. So although, again, a great one to do if you have kids, you can absolutely do this without as well. You can do this take photos of strangers, or you can do that just with your family and your friends as well. So again, there's no set list here. It's just whatever faces you see, they're doing something that's making you think of summer, go ahead and capture it. So we had the 100 Days of Summer. We had the summer skies, summer colors, summer flowers, and the faces of summer. And the final idea I have for you is a summer scavenger hunt. Now, this is simply when you get a list of prompts, usually just one word prompts that give you ideas for you to go and photograph. So some things that might be on a summer prompt list might be blueberries, ice cream, flip-flops, sand, blue sky, ice cream van. All of these things might make you think of summer, and these are just one or two or three word prompts that are on a list that you get to go out and photograph. So you can get these lists from just about anywhere. There are so many people who have created summer scavenger hunt lists. Now, I do have one that we did actually do this as a sort of community project many years ago. I still have the list from that. So if you would like it, you can go to the link that you'll find around where you're listening to this podcast, and you can go and download that for free. So that's fine. Go and get that one if you want. If you want to go and find another one, just do a search for, summer scavenger photo hunt or something like that. And you can go ahead and download that. Download one of them, and you just use this as your prompt guide. So you print it out, stick it up on the fridge or somewhere else. And as you go along, you'll be amazed as you go out, you go, oh, there's an ice cream van. I have to go and capture it. It's on my list. And you start running about capturing all these things of summer. So again, it's just to give you the ideas of things that you can photograph that kind of scream summer for you. So as I say, if you want to go and get my one, you can go to the link. I'll leave it around where you're listening to this podcast. I will also leave a link to the show notes there, and I'm going to link to some other resources for you that will help you with capturing summer. So make sure that you go to the show notes for this episode. You'll find a link to it around where you're listening to this podcast, or just go to livesnaplove.com/podcast, and you will find that there. If you're listening to this in real time, you won't have to go search for it. You can go and grab that there. So I'll leave a link to all of that around where you're listening to this podcast. You can go and grab the scavenger hunt list and get those extra resources as well. So that quick recap for you on the suggestions I've given you for today is that 100 Days of Summer project, where you take a photo a day for the entire duration of summer. Particularly great if you're photographing your children and documenting your days together, but absolutely useful for everyone as well. We had that summer sky, summer flowers, or summer colors, different projects that you can do there. Again, that's just narrowing down what you're photographing so that you can get more creative. I've said it before and I'll say it again. What helps you be more creative is narrowing down those choices. You can also do the faces of summer. Again, that could be your own family, your friends, your children, or you could do that as a street photography project. And the final one we had was that summer scavenger hunt, where you download that list of prompts and you go and check them off as you take them over summer. So that's it. That's everything I have for you today. I hope that you have found one of those ideas to be interesting. I think the one I'm going to do this year is the summer colors project, because that actually I can see that on my wall already. I've already got that pictured out with a 50 frames, little sort of Instagram squares. I think it will look great. And that's a great one to try. So I think I'll be doing that one. Hopefully you found something that you would like to do as well. Now, before you go, I do have a very quick favor to ask of you. If you are enjoying this podcast, then I'd love if you could subscribe to it wherever you get your podcasts. So if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go and subscribe. That way you will get a notification when we get a new podcast released, and you can go ahead and check it out. Now, I've started recording myself creating these podcasts, and I'll pop these on YouTube as well. So if you prefer, absolutely go and get them on YouTube as well. And you can subscribe on YouTube. And again, you'll get that notification whenever we release a new video. And you can listen, watch us there. So that's it. Thank you so much for being here and for listening to the podcast. And I will see you again, same time, same place next week. So bye for now.